we're going to move on now. So we talked about the past. Now we're going to talk about two of the most important things in the world. It's your thoughts and your attitude. Because your thoughts and your attitude are going to determine where you go in life. And you've probably heard before, I mean, that guy's a bad attitude. Right? Nope. When I say someone has a bad attitude, what does that mean?
They're not happy.
Not happy.
They don't know how to talk to people.
They're not respectful.
They're not respectful. Okay.
Angry all the time.
Angry all the time. Okay. Negative. Okay. Great. So when someone has an attitude, they can be angry all the time, they can be negative. But something I want you to remember, and especially in your interviews, is it's not always just the words you use, it can be your body language. All right. And I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Real quick. So I used to do all the interviews for my company. I have about 60 employees now. I used to do all the interviews. So here's what I get sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And I walk in the room. How you doing? All right. So why are you here today? Man, I need a job. Disqualified immediately. Man, I need a job. And I'm using this example. It's funny, but hang on one second. I'm using this example because you're getting ready to do interviews. And your body language is huge. Here's what I like. Man or young lady sitting there. I walk in the room, they say, hi, how you doing? I'm Charles. Well, hey, Charles, how are you? I'm great. Had a good start to my day. Wow. Kid's kind of positive. So before we get started with the interview, Charles, tell me why you're here. Well, you know, I've always been interested in airplanes. And so I looked your company up online, and I kind of checked out what you guys did, and it sounds really neat. And I didn't know that you had locations all up and down the East Coast. You know, I'm here in Virginia interviewing for this job, but that's pretty cool. And you started this as a boat cleaning service? Now this guy's taking a genuine interest in me and my company. He's not thinking about, I need a job. All right? And he might be real smooth about it or whatever, but he's done his homework. Or she's done her homework. So when you go out for these interviews, you have to look good, you have to act right. My son is 8 years old. He had a football coach. He played football when he was 7 this past year. And I'm trying to remember how the coach would say it. He'd always say, boys, tuck your shirts in. Because what happens if you feel good, what happens? If you feel good, you look good. If you look good, you play good. And if you play good, you win. And this little football team of 7 and 8-year-old kids were running plays off the quarterback's arm, like college teams or pro teams. Because they were disciplined, and they looked good, and they were ready to go. When you go out for your interview, that's the way you have to be. And it has so much to do with your attitude. So remember, attitude, it's not just how you talk, it's your body language. I said to Rashad today, I said, you look good, man. I said, you doing some interviews? He said, yeah. I said, well, you got the style part down. And he started laughing. But that's all part of it. So that has to do with attitude and your thoughts. And I'm tying that back to your interviews I know you guys are going to be doing. But moving forward, what I want you to think about when you think about your thoughts and your attitude is gratitude. So write down the word gratitude. And then I'm going to pick on Janae for a minute. Because Janae told a story last week about Roxy really getting on her case when she was first here because she had such a bad attitude. And what did Roxy say to you?
Life is beautiful.
Say again?
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful. Why are you so upset? Janae, life's beautiful. Look at all the opportunity you have. Look at the sun shining outside. You know, you can walk downstairs and get a burger, a cup of coffee, cold water. You know, all this stuff is at your disposal. Life's good. You know, and if you can't be grateful about where you are right now, you're going to have a really hard time moving forward. And so, one of the things I talk about in my book is making a gratitude list. And write that down, a gratitude list. And whenever you're feeling down, or feeling discouraged, or feeling upset, and I do this time to time, I'll write down all the things I'm grateful for. And when you start, the list just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And all of a sudden you start feeling better and better and better and better about where you are in your life. Because you realize that, you know, gosh, I guess I turned down from that third job interview. But look at all the things I have to be grateful for. Because it's all about perception. Remember what I talked about earlier when we talked about your past? It's all on how you look at things. So you can look at any day and make it terrible. You know, oh, it's raining out. Oh, it's cold out. Oh, I missed the bus. Yeah, you're going to be up against obstacles all the time. I forgot some of my notes today. I called my wife and said, "Is my black notebook at home?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, it's not in my car. Did you check your office?" I said, "I checked my office." "Where do you think it is?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "There's a lot of stuff in that notebook." I mean, for like the last month, all my notes are in that notebook. Now, I don't know where it is. I stay real busy, and sometimes I misplace stuff. All right? But you know what? If it's gone, it's gone. I can't do anything about it, so I'm going to move on. I'm not going to let that little thing of losing a notebook, even though there's a lot of important stuff in it, mess up my day. So think about that. When you get up and you get started in the morning and you trip and spill your coffee and you start cussing or getting upset, you spill a little bit of coffee. It's not that big of a deal. All right? So that's gratitude and your gratitude list. So I'm just going to write down be grateful. And has anyone ever heard of this? This is called, you've heard of the law of gravity, right? What's the law of gravity say?
What goes up?
comes down. What's going down?
What goes up must come down. So there's another law. I think some people here have heard about it. Yes.
I heard about LOA. I practice it every day.
What is it?
LOA.
What's LOA?
It's the law of attraction.
Oh, you know the law of attraction.
Yes, I practice it all the time. It works.
All right. So give me an example. Give me an example.
Like, basically, I wake up some days, and even if I had a bad day yesterday or something like that, I can make my day very good, make my whole week great, and make my month even better, and make my year like 20 times better than the month was.
Right.
So basically, it's all about like how you think about it. But if I wake up and be like, I'm gonna be late for work or something like that, like I'm putting this vibe off, right? And I could be just as late as I was the morning before. But you know what I'm saying? I put this vibe off. It's negative, and the negative basically attracts more negative to me.
Where'd you hear about
I
that?
do that all the time.
The secret.
The secret. So you guys are familiar with
But
the
I
secret?
really be doing it. It'd be worse.
What did you think about it?
Think about happy stuff.
Did everybody see it?
Okay.
Okay. Is anybody practicing it? What's your name?
My name's Kenneth Lewis.
Ken. That's right, Ken. So, but seriously, is anybody practicing it?
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah, Ken is.